Konnichiwa. Welcome, this is Songbringer. It's an action RPG that is procedurally generated. You can think of it kind of like it's very inspired by 8-bit classics such as like Secret of Mana, Legend of Zelda. In fact, the Legend of Zelda is a huge inspiration here. Think of the very first Zelda if it were procedurally generated. So the locations of the overworld, the dungeons, the bosses, the secrets, items, everything like that changes based on your world seed. You give it a 6-letter world seed at the very beginning, and that generates your adventure. Basically, your whole overworld and everything is generated based on that 6-letter seed. So, if you wanted to share your seed with a friend, for example, they can play the exact same world that you're playing. So, for example, the world Peanut is always going to be the world Peanut. It will always be the same, no matter who's playing it on what platform. So, that's the basic concept of Songbringer. So, I'm going to go ahead and play through the demo with some comments here on what I'm doing and why I'm doing it. And after this, I'm gonna actually, this is the demo version, by the way, so this is limited. It limits you to a certain area, it keeps you in a certain world seed only, and it starts you off with a save file that's already been, say, like a quarter of the way complete. You've got a lot of items that you don't normally start with. In fact, in the full version, you start with nothing. You don't even have to get the sword to beat the game, so you could just get your top hat weapon. There's several, so basically you're starting with a lot of things you don't normally have. So just for some context, you have the sword item, which is your first item you find. You have your top hat, which you can throw, which is like a boomerang, and it comes back to you and picks up items. You have bombs, which can blow up secret walls. They do a lot of damage to nearby enemies, but they also do damage to yourself, so you gotta watch out a little bit. There's cactuses, which you eat and you gain psychedelic powers. You're able to see through secret walls. You become invincible for a little while and you gain back a little health. And then you also have the blink orb, which allows you to teleport forward a little bit and dodge enemy attacks and things like that. So, I believe that's basically a good little intro. Let's get into actually playing through the demo. And then after that, I will close this down and play the actual full version and show you the procedurally generated world scene thing. There's the sword. Top hat. Basically, if I had played through the version of the game, the full version of the game to get to this point, I would have already gone and found the sword and the bombs. I would have already completed one or two dungeons at this point, basically, to get to this many items. Inside here, there's a cave with one of the. Actually, that's something to show. Songbringer is also a local co-op, so you can have player 2 control the little robot here. The little robot's name is Jib, and he scans enemies. Whenever you kill an enemy, he'll go and scan them and find items for you and stuff like that. And then this female character here is actually, later on in the game, you unlock her, so she becomes the second player as well. So, not to spoil the plot or anything, but you can actually play as her, basically. So, I'm just going to get out of this cave and kind of like, I only showed you that because this is something you basically have already done in the game at this point. So there Jib is scanning that enemy there, now he's scanning this one, scanning that one. So he's very helpful, and he's very good at distracting enemies, so if you're playing as player 2, you can really work some magic, especially with bosses and things like that. You distract the boss, and that leaves the boss vulnerable to attack from the main hero there, whose name is Roq. So yeah, the dude's name is Roq. He starts with the shirt on. He loses his shirt very quickly. The little robot's name is Jib, and they're friends. There's a little cutscene right here when you first go into this dungeon that shows when they first meet. There's secrets everywhere in Songbringer. I'm going to go ahead and show you one of them. Because I know where this is. I think it's, here we go. This is a this right here is a secret tunnel. In the full version of the game, you can use these secret tunnels. There's only a couple of them, but if you have the item you need to get past through the secret tunnel, this would take me to, it's like dungeon 3 or 4 or something. It depends on your world seed, it depends on your world. Another thing that's procedurally generated about Songbringer is the music. So we haven't actually heard the music for Dungeon 1 yet because it's playing through one of the overworld tracks that you hear conditionally based on your story at that point. But now we're getting into actually playing some of the dungeon's music, and the dungeon music there has procedural melodies basically. So depending on your world seed, it might use a C sharp, for example, for this dungeon, or maybe an E or something like that. This is the wall that I do. You can put it right here. Yeah. Secret wall. So I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna play through. Actually, this video is probably getting be too long anyway, so I'm not gonna go through and do a thorough playthrough of this whole dungeon. But suffice it to say, south of me this way, there's a whole lot of optional dungeon that can be completed in this first dungeon here. The most direct way though to beat this dungeon is to go this way. I'm just going to take it to save some time on this video so it doesn't get too long. There's a trick to this room. It's actually a bit too difficult in the demo for some people, so I'm going to make this room a little bit easier. But the trick here is that basically you have to kill all these spiders before this guy opens his eye and becomes vulnerable. So this is where you actually first obtain the bombs in the full version. Alright, so I'm just basically going to go straight for the boss fight here. Bombs are a pretty powerful weapon. There's also a cool item later on you can get called the top hat magnet. Basically, that allows you to pick up bombs with your top hat. And so, but the tricky thing is you've got to time it just right, because if you can throw the top hat, and if it's coming back to you, it will bring back the bomb. So you've got to time it as it's only going to use its. It's not going to bring basically the bomb back to you and hurt you. The blink orb here is actually a weapon as well. You can see it actually does a tiny bit of AoE damage when you hit things with it, so it's a pretty cool weapon. You also have another weapon you don't see here in the demo is the ghost sword, which is a sword projectile. So whenever you swing your sword, it shoots out this projectile. And that's a big point too here, is this item crafting. So there's 5 different elements. There's fire, ice, lightning, acid, which is like poison, and fear. All 5 of those elements, eventually you're able to get back to your spaceship Songbringer. And on board Songbringer there is the droidsmith, and the droidsmith can combine 2 items into 1 for you, depending on the combination. So when it comes to elements, you can combine your elements with your weapons, so you can, for example, craft a fiery top hat that would light enemies on fire, or like a icy ghost sword, so when you shoot out the ghost sword projectiles it would freeze the enemies, or like a lightning blink orb, so when you blink and you hit people it actually hits them with lightning as well. So that's a pretty adds a lot of choice to how you develop your weaponry basically. So I'm going to go ahead and go straight for the second dungeon we put into this demo. There's actually a third dungeon, which is a secret dungeon. I'm not going to take the time to go through that, but suffice it to say there's a lot of story and deeper plot elements that happen throughout throughout Songbringer. There's NPCs, you have a spirit guide, basically explains why the heck this is all going on. So, but anyways, this second dungeon here is, we've programmed it to basically go straight into a boss fight. So rather than, so basically you would have a quick access to, anybody playing the demo at GDC or PAX or whatever, it only has 5 minutes. You can quickly see what a boss fight is like. I'm going to go ahead and try and fight her. This is a pretty difficult boss fight. You're a bit underpowered for this boss fight in the demo. In the full version, you actually you have a couple more items you get by the time you're ever going to fight her, so it's a bit more reasonable. But as you can see, the secret to fighting this boss is dodging these cold attacks, because what they'll do is they'll freeze you. There you go. See, I'm frozen right here. That's a good like 2 seconds you're frozen for. You can't move, and it basically will really slow you down in this boss fight and kick your ass. So you gotta dodge the cold when possible. I just got hit again. Another thing you can do in this boss fight is to use your cactus. I just used it right there. I ate a cactus, and that gives me invincibility for a short time. And it gains back a little health. And if there were any secrets on the screen, it would highlight them very subtly. It's not too obvious. See if I can blink. Oh, try to blink away. But I need to eat a couple of those just to get some health back. Bombs can also really help here because they're so powerful, as long as you time it correctly, because she has a mode where she is completely defensive there. When she closes her eyes, she's invulnerable. So I'm eating cactuses like crazy because it's low on health. I'm not sure about... Oh, this is going to be close. Okay, so there's through those 2 dungeons. I'm going to go ahead and close this now and open up the full version and show you a little bit of the proc gen. I'm just playing it straight from Steam here. There's a closed private beta going on right now for Songbringer over the last year. So the game is getting pretty close to being out of beta at this point. But yeah, so the launch is actually going to be this summer, 2017. We're launching on Steam, PlayStation 4, and Xbox One. So I'm going to go ahead and have to erase one of my slots here. I think this was a pretty cool playthrough I did in permadeath mode. Maybe I'll show you permadeath mode actually. That'd be cool. Yeah, let's do a new game, permadeath mode. Regular mode, it saves your progress, just like a regular action RPG or whatever. Permadeath mode is like your roguelike mode. Basically, if you die, you're dead, you can't continue that save file. Permadeath mode also has the benefit that it has faster opening doors and has quicker things for story elements and things like that. So speedrunners will want to use the permadeath mode. What world sheet should I do? Something I don't know. Let's just do Batman. I think I played Batman before, but I can't think of a 6-letter word right now. You can enter any 6 letters you want. It doesn't have to be a word. But I like doing words because they're easy to remember. So I'm going to do World Seed Batman and see what this looks like. This is going to take me into the intro of the game. I'm going to skip over the intro because we don't need to spend a whole 2 minutes on that. But suffice it to say, there's intros, outros, lots of cutscenes in the game, and there's a whole story that unfolds. So I'm going to skip this. Basically what we missed there was crashing your bike because a lightning bolt just hit you. and Jib, and you crashed off your bike. So I'm gonna get the sword. You don't have to get the sword to beat the game. You see in permanent mode, it's also got a little timer up in the top left. It shows you your current playtime. So it's very much built around speedrunners or hardcore players. Alright, so I'm just going to go ahead and fight this first little mini-boss here, and that will be it for this little video. Nice! Well, there you go. So that's a little look at what Songbringer is. Yeah, thanks a lot for watching. Cheers.